Welcome back to Better Arizona, everyone. I'm Sarah Karlstrom. At some point in all of our lives, we wish we had a lawyer in the family to get legal advice. Well, that's why we have this guy back once again, David Hastings from Hastings and Hastings. And nice to see you, David.
Nice to see you, Sarah.
You know, you've given us a lot of good legal tips, and I know you've gotten a lot of response from that. But it makes me wonder, what made you get into personal injury?
When I first came out of school, I went to work for a large Phoenix firm, and I did personal injury defense. So I was representing insurance companies. It was a great experience, did a lot of motion and trial work, but I finally got a chance to do a couple of plaintiffs' cases or victims' cases, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed working for the little guy. It's just more fun, it's more rewarding and more satisfying.
Well, it's nice to hear. So you've worked on the other side, so you kind of know what insurance companies are thinking when it comes to different types of claims.
Oh, I've had a lot of experience doing that, and I have a pretty good idea what they're thinking and how they plan a case, what they do to prepare it, the little tricks of the trade. It's invaluable experience.
Let's talk about personal injury. So someone gets hurt in some way. I mean, at what point do you call a lawyer? I mean, how hurt do you have to be to need a lawyer?
Well, I think always better safe than sorry, especially now with this economy. Businesses are tight, they're tough on claims. Insurance companies are no different, they're tough. They start working from the moment the accident happens. You need somebody on your side from the moment it happens too, or at least as fast as you can call someone. If you're hurt, your rights could be affected if you're not careful. I mean, you can make poor statements, you can make mistakes. You know, all those things are really relevant to your file.
And doesn't it happen a lot of times, maybe an accident happens and you think at the time, I'm okay, and then it turns out that you're not so okay, and maybe you should have done some other things right away.
Oh, absolutely. The one of the things that we see all the time is that what we call the brave client. They just won't go to the doctor. I'm going to be fine. They come into our office and they say, you know, I've only had these headaches for 10 days. And now all of a sudden I'm looking back at their file. They've not been to the emergency room. They've not been checked out. A 10-day gap in care from the time of the accident. Somebody says, well, how hurt could you have been? You said you had headaches. Well, how come it took you 2 weeks to seek care? That kind of thing. Those are the kinds of things that I think makes it very important for somebody to call an attorney right away.
And these are some of the tips that you've given us, but I just want to remind people it's so important if you're involved in any sort of accident. You gave me this information. I think it's great. Take out your cell phone and take pictures right away. It only takes a couple of seconds, and there it is.
And absolutely make sure you take pictures of the other person's car. That's critical. That's evidence that lawyers have a hard time getting out of the insurance adjuster.
All right, so you're going to take the pictures, and you are going to go to the doctor. Make sure you're okay, because just because you're feeling that second you're a little rattled, everyone's rattled after an accident, go to the doctor.
Way better to be safe than sorry. I mean, if you're fine, you don't have a big file, you have a very small claim, so what? But if you've got something really wrong, it's so much better to detect it early and get the care you need to make sure you're going to be okay long term.
See, that's why we need a lawyer in the house, because these simple questions that seem so simple really aren't, because I think when you're in an accident, you get scared, you just don't know what to think, and it's really important. What you say is so important. And of course, if you want any more information, not just on if you're in an accident, all sorts of other legal tips, you can go to their website at hastingsandhastings.com. And of course, David, thanks for being here. We love this. We love the free advice.
Thanks, Sarah.
All right, Better Arizona will be right back.